Dearest friends, each week I spend time trying to find the right subject to talk about. It's tough stuff, but there's one topic that I hardly ever tackle, and that is vaccines. No, I'm just kidding. I meant marriage, its blessings and its challenges. Now, for the sake of transparency, my marriage is perfect. Shh, Etty told me to say that. Joking aside, there's a powerful insight that we can learn from a famous tale that takes place with our great patriarch Jacob, Yaakov, in this week's Torah portion. What's the story? Laban has two daughters, Leah the eldest and Rachel the younger one. Jacob has his eye on Rachel. She is the one for him. And Laban plays along with Jacob and tells him that he must work 7 years as payment for the right to marry Rachel, his love. Jacob agrees. Talk about a tough father-in-law. Anyway, the night of the wedding arrives, and Laban puts Leah under the veil. Jacob is hoodwinked. He wakes up in the morning to see Leah in the room. Imagine his shock. He runs to Laban, his father-in-law, who says, "We don't marry off the younger one before the older one. Work another 7 years for Rachel." That's the story. But think about it. Jacob thought he married Rachel. And in the morning, as the Torah tells us, Vihine hi Leah, behold, she was Leah. Isn't that the story of every marriage? You see, Rachel was beautiful, charming, love at first sight. The relationship of novels. Leah, the Torah tells us, she had soft eyes. She wasn't as charming and dynamic as her sister Rachel. Heavier personality. A human. Relationships start off Rachel style. She is perfect. He is everything. She can do no wrong. He is the prince in shiny armor. My gosh, we're both so similar. We both love Switzerland. We're like twins. I will love you forever. So declare millions of lovebirds each year, and many of which, unfortunately, will be hiring a divorce attorney long before forever ever comes. And yes, there are times where divorce is important, even necessary. But all too often, it is the inability of one or both of these lovebirds to accept that the Rachel of our dreams isn't reality. We don't marry a fantasy. We marry a human being as imperfect as you. As the Rabbi once told a young woman who was struggling to find the right guy for her, love is an emotion that increases in strength throughout life. It's sharing, caring, and respecting one another. Love is building a life together, a unit, a family and home. In fact, the Hebrew word for love is ahava, which comes from the word hava, to give. It's through the small, everyday acts of living and giving together that love flourishes and grows. The love that you feel after 5 or 10 years is a gradual strengthening of bonds. Marriage is two lives uniting to form one. With time, we reach a point where each partner no longer can visualize life without their partner by their side. Powerful insight. Love of the novels is not true love. It might be lust, infatuation, but not love. After over 100 years of Hollywood being the teacher of love and failing dismally, why not allow Torah to bring us back to our senses? What do you think? On behalf of Rebbe and Etty, Mendel, Yitzi, Chaya, and Hinda, we wish you Shabbat Shalom of Ahava, of love and joy.